In 1959, they had an absolutely banner year because practically every car that won any race of major achievement was fitted with Girling brakes. So Jack Brabham won the World Championship in his Cooper. First time the World Championship had ever been won by a rear-engine race car, and that had Girling brakes. Aston Martin won Le Mans, also with Girling brakes. And of course the Monte Carlo Rally, the winning car there was also fitted with Girling brakes.
1959, right from the start, a great year for Girling. Sebring, Nürburgring, Aintley, Rouen, Monaco, all over the world, the greatest drivers of today pit their skill against each other on Grand Prix circuits, in rallies, in trials. Throughout the world, they're proving the design and engineering of the most famous manufacturers in the world. As the sun goes down on Sebring, so the curtain rises on the brilliant sunshine of the Mediterranean, on Monaco, for the first Grand Prix of the season in Europe. For the 100 laps of this twisting, tortuous circuit, the big names of motor racing line up to take their measure for the season. Their Royal Highnesses, Prince Rainier and Princess Grace, join the crowd waiting to see the battle for first honours. Tension mounts, the crowd stand almost silent, waiting for the moment when the race is on. "16 hopeful starters, but only 6 to finish." First time round, Berard, Mas, Hill, plunging round the curves. Moss, is this to be his year? Berard's Ferrari heads Moss's Cooper. The battle is on. Still Berard and Moss. And Brabham in his Cooper Climax closes up, waiting, waiting, waiting. Quarter of the way through the race. The order: Moss, Brabham now second, Berard third.
Who's up next? Give me that pink slip!
You have lost your vehicle.
One last final race.
This is the first time this has ever happened on Pink. Let's race.
Let's do it!
Pigs. Season 2 premieres this February only on Speed.
A robot can make a car. But this is how you can make it roar. A chip can control the engine. But this is how you can set it free. A manual says what a car might do. Now discover what it wants to do. Give it the edge. Give it Syntec. No leading oil provides more horsepower. For maximum power, great cars want more than just oil. Give them liquid engineering.
This is titanium.
And only Remington can deliver it in their revolutionary titanium shaving system, designed for a shave that's incredibly close and comfortable. Remington Titanium. It could just make all other shavers obsolete.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the SUV Championships.
Anybody can ride an SUV. Not everybody rides it right.
Pushing it too hard.
Without respect for what they're capable of, it's easy to see why a lot of riders take the role. SUVs are big and powerful, and on top of one, you can feel almost invincible.
Easy now, big fella.
Keeping your SUV in off course.
Look at that control.
That's the idea, right?
This holiday season, come to Lowe's, where great values on thousands of gifts are sure to bring good cheer. Now, only at Lowe's, get one of 9 top-quality tools absolutely free by mail when you buy any 18-volt Firestorm tool or combo kit. Or let them choose the perfect gift with a Lowe's gift card. And now Lowe's has NCAA-themed gift cards from your favorite schools. So come in or shop online at Lowe's.com and see why there's no place like Lowe's for the holidays.
Do you dream of sheet metal and burning rubber? Then you need the Castrol engine block on speed.
Moss still leading. Third of the way through the race, Moss hanging on with Brabham on his tail, but the scrap for third place is taking shape. Hill's Ferrari, Harry Schell's BRM and Brooks's Ferrari. But quickly, Schell and Brooks take Hill. What's this? Schell's BRM slows and is out. A split radiator. Leaving Brooks in 4th place, but chased by the other BRM with Ron Flockhart at the wheel. Cement on the oil left by Schell's BRM, adding yet another hazard to the tricky short, sharp circuit. On the twists and turns of Monaco, under the spring sunshine of the Mediterranean, the duel for supremacy is fought out in grim earnest. And then, Flockhart's BRM is out. Three-quarters of the way, Moss leading still with a full minute on Jack Brabham. Brooks now in 3rd place, but a long way behind the 2 leaders, although gaining time every lap. Moss on the 80th lap pressed on hard to establish his lead and did a lap in 1 minute 42.3 seconds, only to coast into his pit, and after one more slowish lap, to retire with a broken crown wheel. Brabham now in the lead. 10 seconds behind, Brooks, now second. And Brabham, to clinch it, does a lap in 1 minute 40.4 seconds. The first ever lap at over 70 miles an hour. Brooks struggling on, but fighting illness in the cockpit and holding his 2nd place. Even without that misfortune, he couldn't catch Jack Brabham, showing the form for the season by winning in the Cooper Climax. finishers, 4 of them Coopers equipped with Girling disc brakes. And from the most romantic royal couple, the popular Australian receives his first trophy of the season that was to bring World Championship to him and to his Girling-equipped Cooper.
This weekend on Speed's Lost Driving, chance brought them together, but will his passion for racing tear them apart? The French classic, A Man and a Woman, The Lost Drive-In begins tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern only on Speed.
You've seen the auctions. Now, see it from the inside.
People really have no idea. Let's head to the block.
Barrett Jackson, Life on the Block, Monday night, 9 Eastern on Speed.
Verizon Broadband, the world's most advanced network, brings your employees, suppliers, and customers together so they can go about their business seamlessly.
With my credit, I never thought I'd qualify for a new computer. But with Blue Hippo, all I need is a home phone and a checking account, and approval is guaranteed.
We're talking to people who've discovered Blue Hippo Funding's Guaranteed Approval Program. It doesn't matter if you have bad credit or no credit, because we don't check your credit. Your approval is guaranteed with just an active checking account.
I started my own home business, something I never could have done without a computer.
And if you call in the next 10 minutes, we'll include a multifunction printer, scanner, copier with your order. A $250 value, absolutely free. And we'll also include a brand new digital camera, absolutely free. That's over $500 worth of computer accessories, all for free when you call in the next 10 minutes.
I don't know why anyone wouldn't take advantage of this. It's a great offer.
Mom, can I go on the computer now?
Just a minute.
This is your chance to get a brand new, brand name computer from Blue Hippo, regardless of your credit. And by calling and ordering now, you'll receive this digital camera and this multifunction printer, scanner, copier for free. But you must call now.
Charles Cooper and his son John had raced a little rear-engine Cooper 500s. They had JAP motorcycle engine in the back, 500cc engine in the back. And Sterling Moss had raced. That was the first car that Sterling Moss raced, and that was in the early 50s. And the little Coopers were very successful with a small engine in the back of a small car. And I guess that Charles and John thought, well, if a small engine works in the back of a small car, how about a slightly bigger engine in the back of a slightly bigger car? And thus was born the Cooper Climax. The Coventry Climax engine was put in the back of a Cooper. And in 1959, Jack Brabham won the World Championship in a Cooper Climax, which was the first time a rear-engine car obviously had won the World Championship.
This is Stockholm, one of the starting points in 1959. A rally to be fought out under conditions of severe frost and snow. Whoops. The sort of equipment that many drivers wish they'd thought of. Former winner Ronnie Adams, this time in a Sunbeam Rapier, struggles his way towards 5th place. The breathtaking northern scenery held little attraction for the crews. And as night came down, the pace slackens only slightly as they pass through the frontier towns in the thickening murk of a winter evening. People watched and went to bed. But in the the morning further south, icy patches still remained to catch the unwary and keep tiring drivers on their toes. Treacherous, tricky hairpin after hairpin. As the control points came up, the heavy toll on drivers and machines had become obvious. As for racing men, Le Mans is the classic, so does the Monte always remain for the rally enthusiast. The rally to test drivers, navigators and equipment to the hilt, with organisers and weather combining to defeat the would-be winners. And year by year, the clock and the climate have played their part. At last, Monte Carlo comes in sight for nearly 3/4 of the 322 who had set out full of hope and determination from 9 starting points. After further battles, the rally this year went to France, to Paul Calzoloni in a Citroën.
Monday night, NASCAR TV is on speed. One tough series.
Oh, and he hit very hard.
Deserves one rockin' party.
There is no better product in racing than the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series.
The NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series Banquet, Monday night, 10 Eastern, only on Speed.
Hey, bro, you see that?
What?
Phillips from behind the arc. And it's good. Dunk it down low. Unbelievable. Kobe Bryant with the slam. Watch out below Shaq with a little gift for the Lakers.
The NBA on ABC Christmas doubleheader. It's Spurs Pistons followed by the Lakers Heat. The action begins at noon Eastern. Christmas Day on ABC.
But still, to the men in the street, the most significant of all these tests of skill and endurance is the famous classic of Le Mans. 24 hours of grueling motoring demanding the utmost of man and machine alike. Once again, the big names assemble to do battle on what many call the greatest race of all. As at all great world events, curling were there, with other important people. Busily engaged on last-minute preparations. There's much to be done to give car and drivers every chance of at least finishing this day and night endurance test. The time approaches, the crowd watch, and then, in a Le Mans start, Sterling Moss was first away. First time round, he's in front in the David Brown Aston Martin. 4:05 on Saturday afternoon. Minutes later, Moss laps another car after 5 laps. Salvadori and the David Brown Aston Martin laps a Porsche. Astons are going well. Trentino in number 6 passes the pits, and Moss in number 4 passes a Ferrari. 25 laps done now. 5:45, the pit stop. This is typical of the Le Mans scene. Throughout the 24 hours, cars pull into the pits. Feverish activity as fuel is poured in. A watch kept on the time. The co-driver takes over. And the car's back in the race. Cliff Allison's Ferrari pushed into the pits. Saturday evening, a quarter of the race is run, and the dusk of evening deepens to the night. The cars still roar and thunder around the circuit, headlamps striking out in front as they hardly slacken speed on the now oh-so-familiar straights and turns. And away from the track, a different type of motoring wakes up with the night. And when daylight comes, the night has taken its toll. Still going fine, the Aston Martin of Trentino and Paul Frere. Through the S's goes Whiteways AC. Salvadori's Aston. Lotus Elite. Salvadori at Mulsanne. Now we begin to see the pattern working out. Aston's 5 and 6, Salvadori and Trentino, have been running 5th and 6th since the halfway mark, moving to 1st and 2nd after 20 hours of grueling battle. Salvadori in pursuit of 2 Ferraris, although he's well ahead of them in race position. Crossman's Ferrari. 4 o'clock Sunday, and the race is almost over. And so Astons take 1st and 2nd place to put themselves on the way to winning the World Sports Car Championship of 1959. Salvadori takes the checkered flag, and after trying so hard, the David Brown team has won the 24-hour race at Le Mans. A great team victory, to be followed by Nürburgring, the RACTT at Goodwood, and the World Sports Car Championship.
Who's up next? Give me that pink slip.
You have lost your vehicle.
One last final race.
This is the first time this has ever happened on pink.
I didn't say that. I said stop the race.
Let's race.
Let's do it.
You agreed to it. Line the car up.
Pigs, lose the race, lose your ride. Season 2 premieres this February, only on Speed.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the SUV Championships.
Anybody can ride an SUV. Not everybody rides it right.
Pushing it too hard.
Without respect for what they're capable of, it's easy to see why a lot of riders take the role. SUVs are big and powerful, and on top of one, you can feel almost invincible.
Easy now, big fella.
Keeping your SUV in off course.
Look at that control.
That's the idea, right?
Can I take your order, please? Hello? Anyone there?
Life is full of choices, but when it comes to antifreeze, there's really only one. Get Prestone in the yellow jug. It's good for all make and model cars, mixes with any color antifreeze. It's one less decision to make.
Cash or credit?
Prestone Protection. Easy to choose, easy to use.
Lap 1 at Tat's corner and Brabham already in the lead. Behind him, the BRMs of Shell and Bonnier, then Marston Gregory and Trantino and Coopers with Moss 6th in the third BRM. By the ninth lap, Moss was second, immaculate as ever. Brabham still leading, but knowing that Moss was closing up the gap. Moss breaking a lap record in his pursuit of Brabham. But later, he has to pull into his pit for a change of tires. Brabham presses on, calculating that his tires will see him through without a stop. And so it proved, for Moss had to make yet another stop for petrol. Brabham pressed most of the way, had a short breather to relax when he knew Moss had had 2 stops. So it's Brabham's year, it's Cooper's year, World Championships with Girling disc brakes.
The name Girling is obviously a little bit strange now. It doesn't exactly trip off the tongue, but at the time, Girling was a big player in the British car industry, and it certainly was no laughing matter, and it was no joke. I mean, they were a strong company, and they were very, very, very into racing, and felt that racing was a way to promote and help sell their product as original equipment, and of course as aftermarket. So racing to them was big business, and as I say, they had representatives even at club level, and certainly once I got into the national and international level with the Lotus Elite in 1961, the Girling bloke was always there. The Ferodo guy who supplied the brake pads was always there. He was a chap called Harold Fair. I can't remember the name of the guy from Girling, but I mean, they were always there. And, at Le Mans and the big events, they would have their own little caravan. It'd be like a small truck, you know, and they'd have all the parts in there, and all the teams would come to them for help and advice and for replacement equipment. So they were big.